Oh, what a beautiful morning. Oh, what a beautiful day. Well, I can't sing anymore of that. And then we have to pay Rodgers and Hammerstein money, and I don't want to do that. Happy Thursday, 24th day of September 2020. I am Dan Kuntz. This is Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. The streak is over. We went 99 consecutive days without measurable rain on the rain gauge at Campbell Memorial Airport. It ended yesterday, and it ended in a big way. We talked about how badly we needed the rain. We got it because we actually tied a record for rainfall on September 23rd. We had almost a third of an inch of rain, 0.30 inches of rain specifically on the rain gauge at Pangbourne, and that tied the record for most rainfall on September 23rd, which was set back in 1977. So we ended our streak of 99 days without any rain, and we did it in a big way. And we have a beautiful morning. It feels very autumnish out there. Leaves are starting to turn, but you know what? Summer weather is going to return next week. Details are coming up. There's a little bit of a change in the weather. We're not going to be nearly as wet as they were anticipated into the weekend, and that big high pressure ridge, which they have already anticipated is going to pay us a visit next week, is going to come a little bit sooner than they anticipated, and it's pretty big. So we went for sunny and mild weather for pretty much all of next week. We got your latest news headlines. Sports, Mariners are still alive. We'll also preview the weekend at the Wenatchee Valley's Super Oval with my good buddy Jeremy Anders. He paid us a visit yesterday. We'll have that. That'll be a lot of fun. Everything else you're used to. A couple of things in the back half of the hour. As you know by now, Carl Campbell passed away last Thursday at the age of 98. And about 8 years ago, Carl Campbell won the Legacy Award, and the Wenatchee World put together a tribute video for Carl Campbell, and we got permission from the Wenatchee World to air that. So we're going to air that video, and we're also going to have a conversation with Sergio Sanchez, who's an energy conservation specialist with the PUD. Get your LED bulbs while the getting is good. All right, 2 minutes after the hour, let's take our tour. And like I said, it's just a beautiful morning. Look at that sunrise. This is the last day, by the way, where daylight is longer than nighttime. Sunrise 6:51, sunset tonight 6:53, 12 hours and 2 minutes of daylight. We go under the 12-hour mark come tomorrow. Look at that beautiful sunrise, little bit of sun peeking there on Badger Mountain. Yeah, it's beautiful, gorgeous, good stuff this morning. Camera number 2, Megan says, let's go pay a visit to Jump Off Ridge. And we are paying a visit to Jump Off Ridge, looking down over the Wenatchee Valley. You can almost, if you squint, see the cross camera. That's kind of a cool view. And of course, that outcropping is the Wenatchee Heights area. The Stamil Basin is at the bottom part of your screen. Most of the East Wenatchee Bench on the right side of your screen is plainly visible, and that little bit of sunlight on Birch Mountain is still visible. Camera number 3. Hello to Cole's Corner. Is that correct, Megan? Yes, so look at that power just flowing through those lines, heading off to places unknown. That's the only way I can tell it's the Cole's Corner cameras, because of the power lines. That's a cool view there, and I'm not sure if that's a body of water off there to the left or not. Looks like a couple of stray raindrops still on that lens. Beautiful morning up there. Camera 4. Wow, let me think here. Okay, Billy Goat? Hey, that's got to be Alta Lake then we're looking at on the right-hand side of your screen. That is cool. We got to do that one again. Alta Lake, the Alta Lake Golf Course. You can see at the upper left-hand corner of your screen where it says Sky-Fi. That's the Methow dumping into the Columbia in beautiful Pateros, Washington. What a spectacular view that is. That's good. We got to use that angle from Billy Goat more often, and I'm pretty sure that's Alta Lake in the right-hand side of your screen. That's good stuff. Good, nicely done this morning on the cameras. 3M. Patriot Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling gives your home a hug. They sponsor the weather forecast. Few lingering mountain showers, but we're going to be fine today. It's going to be partly sunny, high of about 71. We only got to 66 yesterday. It was a cool day yesterday. And again, 0.30 inches of rain. We actually tied the record for September 23rd after that long drought. We're not looking at any real rain at all today. It's going to be a little windy at times, though. Winds could gust as high as 24 miles an hour at times this afternoon. Slight chance of rain tonight, about a 30% chance of rain tonight. Overnight low, as you see there, about 52. The next system comes in tomorrow, and we're looking at rain during most of the day on Friday. Probably not record-breaking. We could get up to 1/10 of an inch, but it's going to be pretty consistent light rain from about 8 in the morning till about 2 in the afternoon. On Friday, we'll top off at 66. Very windy at times. Tomorrow, consistent southeast wind, about 12 to 17 miles an hour. Gusts near 30 at times on Friday. The chance of rain goes down to 30% on Friday night. Still going to be windy Friday night. Look at that, 48 for the overnight low. Been a long time since we've had overnight lows in the 40s. Saturday is now looking pretty good. Partly sunny, high of 69. No rain in the forecast. Will be dry, it looks like, Saturday night at the WVSO with an overnight low of 48. Sunday, one last little system will warm up to about 75, and then here comes next week. Now, next week, that high-pressure ridge is going to be firmly centered over the western part of this country. That means clear skies, cool mornings, warm afternoons, and it looks like this pattern, starting on Monday, is going to last all next week with daytime temperatures going well above normal, so we're not quite done with summertime type weather yet. But we have to get through the unsettled weather. Again, next chance of considerable rain will be on Friday, then we'll dry out over the weekend, and lots of sunshine for next week as we welcome October. Going to take a break. When we come back, we'll have your Thursday morning news. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
I have fiber at home because it allows me to do a great job in my profession. It allows me to learn things that I need to learn at home. It allows my kids to hopefully one day be able to be educated because of what they learned online and what they learned from their teachers. And it allows us to have fun too as a family. And we're able to do a lot of things because of fiber internet. I'm Rudy, and my family learns with fiber.
Join NCW Life Channel for another night at the races Saturday at Wenatchee Valley Super Oval. It's the Neil Newberry 125 presented by Pepsi for the Northwest Super Late Model Series. It's also the Tommy Wentz Classic for the Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning Thunder Cars. There's also the Holiday Custom Muffler B-Mods and the Plum Perfect Roadrunners. Coverage starts at 6 Saturday live on the NCW Life Channel, your local TV station.
Mixture of clouds and sun. We're at 54 degrees outside of our studios. Clouds and sun doing battle. High will be in the lower 70s. Rain on Friday. A little windy at times today and tomorrow. We dry out over the weekend. Sunny and warm most of next week. Here are your headlines at 8 minutes after the hour. Truckers are being warned that starting October 1st, they better stay in the designated truck routes in East Wenatchee or they're going to face a $200 fine. The rules apply to trucks that have a gross weight of over 26,000 pounds. Now, those trucks are only allowed on Sunset Highway and Grant Road as far east as Kentucky. There is an exception on Eastmont Avenue and 9th Street for commercial vehicles that are hauling agricultural products. The Truck Route Enforcement Campaign includes digital signs now in place warning truckers of the fines. The East Wenatchee Police Department is using social media to try and find a vehicular hit-and-run suspect. Nobody was injured in the September 14th incident, but the man seen in this video loop allegedly backed into a parked car at Cigarettes Cheaper on Grant Road. He was driving a blue-gray sedan, sped off down Grant Road, turned left onto Highline Drive towards Costco. The East Wenatchee Police Department posted this video on his Instagram account. If you have any information about this collision or you think you know who that person may be, give Rivercom a call at 663-9911. City of Leavenworth took its first steps on Wednesday to install its new paid parking program. Crews began installing sensors at 3 of Leavenworth's parking lots. The sensors will help the city monitor and enforce the flow of parking. That work is expected to take 10 days. It will likely cause parking disruptions. Next up will be the installation of kiosks and parking meters in the downtown core and the creation of a residential parking program. The city has not yet announced when its metered and monitored parking program will begin. Trick-or-treating amid the pandemic requires special safety measures, as you might imagine. The organizers here in Wenatchee say they plan to carry on with traditional candy distribution by businesses, but this year it's going to be a candy cruise. Kids receiving treat bags in their family vehicles. There'll be 3 opportunities for pickup on a Halloween day, 1 to 3, in downtown Wenatchee, 2 to 4 at the Pybus Public Market, and 2 to 5 at the Town Toyota Center. Volunteers will be working in masks and gloves. Participants, of course, you got to wear a mask as well. That's not too hard. I mean, it's Halloween, after all. Finally, the Numerica Performing Arts Center says the 20th Annual Festival of Trees in Wenatchee will go on this year with some adjustments because of the COVID-19 pandemic. The event will be from November 30th to December 6th. As the PAC celebrates its 20th anniversary, the fundraising festival will feature specially decorated trees and wreaths throughout the Performing Arts Center. The grand trees on display on the stage, surrounded by a winter wonderland. People planning to attend will need to book small group visiting times online. Bidding for trees will be online. The gala dinner will be online. The PAC says details about tickets, registration for the gala, and tree viewing will be announced in the next few weeks. And that's a look at what's making news. On this Thursday morning, we will have a newscast for you tonight at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock, and 10 o'clock. I'll be handling sports. Eric's taking the day off. Grant will be handling the news, and with a preview, here's the man himself.
Good morning, Dan. Coming up tonight on the NCW Life Evening News, wet, cool, and windy conditions in our north central Washington weather forecast. I'll have the details. And Eric Granstrom will be in with more on the Mariners' chances to make the Major League Baseball playoffs. That and all the day's news headlines coming up tonight at 5, 6, and 10 on the NCW Life Evening News. We hope to see you then. Dan?
Thank you, Grant. You want to drop us a note, say hi, you got a news tip, what's on your mind? Email us, news@ncwlife.com, news@ncwlife.com. That's our email address. You can go to our Facebook page and drop us a line via Facebook Messenger, always a popular way to get a hold of us. And if you go to our website, you'll see the Contact Us icon at the top of the screen. Just click on it, just like that. You can even go, if you want to, it doesn't actually make that sound when you push that little button, but you can drop us a note that way if you so desire. We're going to take a break. When we come back, previewing this weekend, Saturday night at the WVSO, the Mariners are still alive, and we'll preview the Seahawks and the Cowboys. Sports is Woman of the Way. You're watching Wake Up on Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Is search engine optimization right for my business? Maybe. Studies show the first and second search results get 50% of all the clicks. But you have to fight national chains to get there. If the user has to scroll down to find you, tough luck. You could hide a dead body on page 2 and the whole zombie apocalypse on page 3. Or you could spend less and get an ad in the Impact Big Print phone book, giving local businesses a chance to shine.
Impact Directories. Bigger print, better book.
I'm Dr. Wayne Latimer. I'm a chiropractic physician. I have postgraduate certifications in both whiplash, trauma, and rehab, as well as sports medicine. The location is great. The light and the visibility, the 17-foot ceilings are fantastic. You can go into a lot of clinics, and it's very clinical. People really like the spa environment, so my whole premise was take a spa environment, add the very serious rehab, and give people an enjoyable way to get better over time.
Minutes after the hour, sports. To say it's been a challenging year is the understatement of the century. COVID-19, of course, has provided all kinds of challenges for all kinds of people. The sports entertainment business, no exception to that. The Wenatchee Valley Super Oval was all set to celebrate their 50th anniversary this year, and then boom, COVID hit. General Manager Jeremy Anders said it was a tough pill to swallow. Then he hatched an idea to have us, the NCW Life channel, televised whatever racing he could put together.
We knew that this year was going to be huge for us. We were on track to have probably our biggest crowds ever. Last year, we broke records on some of our crowds when we had fans. And I guarantee you, with knowing the car count that we had the last race on the 12th and the car count we would have this weekend here, we probably would have had, I'm guessing, 4 to 5 sellout weekends this year, which has not been done at that track ever. And unfortunately, it didn't happen. And that's probably the biggest pill it's tough to swallow, is knowing the potential that could have been there. But I'm hoping that momentum we carry on the racing side this year will carry into next season, The cool thing about though is people are getting a chance to see it. Like they're flipping through their channels at home on a Saturday night looking for something to watch, and they're like, racing? Wait, that's Wenatchee, and it's local sports, and oh, I know that person. Everybody knows somebody that races up there, right? There's a connection. Like, oh, I went to high school with them, or hey, that's so and so's son, or I work with them, or hey, that's the kid from the grocery store. I mean, these people that race up there, they have normal jobs. They're out in the communities like that, and we have so many people locally who are connected to people up there, and so. I've gotten people who have been interested in wanting to become a sponsor up there because they've seen it on NCB Life, or like people are like, hey, I want to come watch up there. Like, I mean, that's probably my most common. I get that call probably 10 to 15 times a day. Hey, are fans allowed back in the stands? And unfortunately, no. Hopefully, though, come April 10th, 11th, our first race next year, we will have grandstands back open and ready to go.
Of course, and we hope that is the case. Of course, the season finale is this Saturday night at the WVSO. It's the Neil Newberry 125, presented by Pepsi for the Northwest Super Late Models. You got the Tommy Wentz Classic for the Dix Heating and Air Conditioning Thunder Cars, the Holidays Custom Muffler B-Mods, the Plum Perfect Roadrunners. We will start our coverage live on our Facebook page at 5:30 and on TV at 6 o'clock. How has the WVSO lasted for 50 years? Jeremy says it's because the racing family in this area supports each other.
Let's say a driver, has a small issue, blows a tire, wrecks on the track, and they come to the pits. I mean, you're going to see probably, you kind of see it sometimes. You'll see 10, 15 people who run towards that car. Well, they only have 2 or 3 people on their crew. It's just everybody wants to get them back on track. And, if somebody breaks apart, you can... people to start walking part to part, or somebody knows that they say, hey, oh, so-and-so has that part, or hey, like let's say it's a team from Seattle, there's 3 or 4 race shops that are really close to the track there, right at the top of the hill. They'll run up there, and maybe they have to use a welder, or they break apart on Friday night during practice. They go and they use their shop to work on the car on Saturday so they can race. So it's a pretty amazing support we have there.
The entire conversation I had with Jeremy Anders will air tomorrow on this award-winning program. The Mariners kept their slim playoff hopes alive. They pulled it out. They won their home finale of their truncated Major League Baseball season. They beat Houston. The final was 3-2. Nick Marvagavicic earned the victory. He pitched 6 innings of 3-hit shutout ball, 4 strikeouts, 3 walks. Yoshihiro Harano had a scary ninth, held on for the save. Manager Scott Service was happy to see his guys gut out a quality win.
Great series to end up the home portion of our schedule this year. It's been a while since we beat the Astros in a series, so really happy with the way the guys played. They played super, super hard. Really, we have all year. But, coming down the stretch here, and got a few guys banged up, but everybody chipping in and, really contributing. I think, home record, we got a winning record at home. I wish we would have had a few more games at home, really. I think we ended up losing 6 games that we had to play away from here for different reasons, but, it is what it is. Today's game, obviously, I thought Marge really hung in there and executed well. And you look at his final line, and the results were outstanding. And I think he'd be the first to tell you maybe it wasn't the best stuff he's had as far as crispness to it, but he's learning, and he learned the value of that curveball.
Marvagicic says it was a great way for him to end his season personally and something to build on for next year.
Anytime you can you finish the season on a strong note, that kind of is going to carry me through the off season. I didn't have my best stuff, and I just competed with what I had, and that's something that I really pride myself on through my workouts in the off season. It sounds silly, but doing those extra sprints or the days you don't want to get up in the morning and get a workout in on Friday or something, and that's something that I really pride myself on in my work for the off season, and seeing a good result like that is definitely shows me that it's all worth it.
Mariners ended their home schedule 14-9. They got their last 4 games on the road. They'll be in Oakland beginning tomorrow night. They got the day off. Yusei Kikuchi will get the nod for the Mariners. Chris Bassett will throw for the Athletics. To the Les Schwab scoreboard in the American League West last night, Shohei Ohtani, Justin Upton, and Anthony Ben-Boom all homered in a 4-run second inning. The Angels dropped San Diego 5-2. LA is a half a game in front of Seattle. They trail Houston by 2.5 games for the final playoff spot in the American League West. Seattle, as you see there, 3 back. Wyatt Matheson and Tim Locastro each homered. Arizona had 6 runs in the 6th. Diamondbacks knock off Texas 7-3. And Ramon Laureano's 2-run home run at the top of the 9th led Oakland past the Dodgers 6-4. Seahawks host the Cowboys Sunday afternoon at Century Link Field, Week 3 of the NFL season. Coach Pete Carroll says his defense will have its hands full. Cowboys got a lot of talent.
They're really talented. You know, the receivers are all special. CeeDee's jumped right in. I mean, just taking over the slot, and you know, they love having him on the field. They're playing a lot of 3 receivers. Amari's ridiculous. I mean, and so this is a really good, talented group, and when that's what you see. You see guys, and when you have Zeke carrying the football, who's a fantastic runner and ball catcher, you know, they're loaded. These guys are really good, and we were talking about what Dak's doing, you know. So it's really the impression that you get from the skill people and the level of skill that they have, and they're wide open. They spread the field nicely. They get the ball down the field. Dak can do all of it. So it's a very difficult offense to deal with, and it has balance in it because of the running back.
Dak Prescott's quarterback rating is over 100. That's good. Running back Ezekiel Elliott is averaging 4 yards per carry. Seattle linebacker Bobby Wagner says you got to respect both when you're defending the Cowboys.
I think it's poise. I think if you watch that Atlanta game, you know, he never wavered. Even though they got down, he was, you know, he kept the group pretty calm and, you know, was able to rally those guys back. So I think that's definitely something that you see his growth from his rookie year to now, because I think we were probably the first game he played in the preseason game against him. So definitely that. The hardest thing is, you know, with mobile quarterbacks is, you know, when they do RPOs and things of that nature, and you have to respect their ability to run, but then also having a back like Zeke to, you know, we have to respect that as well. You know, kind of opens up everything for him. You got to respect his ability to run, Zeke's ability to run, and his ability to pass and find open guys off of those run actions.
Seahawks and Cowboys, 1:25 kickoff Sunday afternoon, and you can watch the game on Fox. And those are just some of the games that people are playing on this Thursday, the obscure holiday of the day today. You see, you got your periods, your commas, your semicolons, your apostrophes, your hyphens, your dashes, your brackets, your exclamation points, which are way too overused nowadays, and the good old-fashioned question mark. It's National Punctuation Day. Proper punctuation is important. Punctuation conveys meaning. So it's the proper use of punctuation is almost as important as the word itself. Each language has its own particular kind of rules and symbols when it comes to punctuation. What's a semicolon in one country, in one language, doesn't necessarily translate to another language. Learn more about punctuation today and the proper way to use punctuation. And if you do any kind of writing on your job, like significant amount of writing, you learn your punctuation. I got a little cheat sheet that I always kept taped to my computer desk. Is this supposed to be a comma or a dash or a hyphen? You know, you get them all straightened out. Happy National Punctuation Day. 23 minutes after the hour, as I mentioned before. In the back half of the hour, we're going to have a video tribute that the Wenatchee World did 8 years ago in honor of Carl Campbell. I knew Carl via aviation, so we thought we'd do all aviation stuff for today in history. Some of it good, some of it bad. This is the anniversary 168 years ago today in France, September 24th, 1852. This was a long time ago. The very first airship powered by an engine. It was a steam engine, but it worked. It traveled 17 miles. From Paris to someplace else. That's pretty impressive. Fill it full of something lighter than air and attach a steam engine. Let's see what happens. The very first powered airship flew on this date 168 years ago today. Not quite the same case for the very first airship built by the British. It was on this date 109 years ago. The airship was called Her Majesty's Airship No. 1, the Mayfly. The first blimp ever built by Great Britain, and there she is, and she didn't fly. She was getting ready for her maiden flight, and a bunch of strong winds came and broke the darn thing in two. Oops, happened on this date 109 years ago today. Jimmy Doolittle, the great pilot, maybe one of those famous pilots ever, proved on this date in 1929, 91 years ago today, that you could actually fly an airplane. You could take off, fly it, and land it and not see anything. He actually flew without a window. He covered the window up, and he goes, I'm going to prove that you can fly a plane just by relying on your instruments. They said, Jimmy Doolittle, you're nuts. He said, I'm going to prove it, and he did it. He took off, he flew, and he landed in an airplane with no windows. 91 years ago today. And 48 years ago today, when you take an airplane flight, you're assuming, unless there's weather delays or something, you're assuming for the most part it's going to take off from this airport and land at that airport, your destination. There are 2 airports in Bombay. There's a big commercial international airport, and there's a little bitty airport in another location of the city for small planes. And Japan Airlines Flight 472 landed in Bombay at the wrong airport. Yeah, pilots are going, okay, well, there's the airport. Okay, let's gears down. And then as soon as the landing gear touched down on the runway, they realized, we don't have enough room on this runway to stop the airplane. It skidded off the end of the runway. Nobody was seriously hurt. The plane was damaged. It got written off. You're supposed to land. They landed in the right town, just the wrong airport. Must have been a little freaky. Let's do some birthdays, shall we? Of course, as you well know by now, we lost Ruth Bader Ginsburg on Friday, the greatest of them all by most people's legal experts is John Marshall, the 4th Chief Justice of the United States, was born in the state in 1755, lived a very long time. He's the longest serving Chief Justice in this country's history. He's the 4th longest serving justice, period. And if it wasn't for John Marshall, we wouldn't have the Supreme Court as it is today. Before John Marshall came along, it was simply assumed if the Senate and the House passed bills and the President of the United States signed that bill into law, it was, by definition, constitutional. John Marshall said, no, wait a minute, no, the final arbiter of what is and what is not constitutional, does it fall under the umbrella of the Constitution, is us, the Supreme Court. And it was John Marshall who brought the idea of judicial review to the mainstream, born in the state in 1755. Jim McKay, the great Jim McKay, was born 99 years ago today, always will be associated with ABC's Wide World of Sports and, of course, ABC's coverage of the Olympic Games in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. We miss Jim McKay. He died at the age of 86, 12 years ago. Jim Henson, who died way too young. He was only 53. The guy was a genius. Jim Henson, of course, created the Muppets. I loved the Muppet Show back in the 70s. Wouldn't miss an episode. Jim Henson, born in the state in 1936, died way too young at the age of 53 in 1990. And we want to wish Donnie Joyner a happy birthday. Happy birthday, Donnie. We heard via Facebook from Amy. He's 36 years old today. That comes from Amy, your mom, and your bro, and your family, and your friends. Happy 36th to Donnie Joyner. Going to take a break. We'll have a brand new opinion from Mike Magnotti. You've never seen it before. And then we got 2 videos to show for you, and I'll tell you about them both when we come back. You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley on the NCW Life channel.
Scott Winery has a fantastic view overlooking the Columbia River to Mission Ridge and beyond. See and taste for yourself the magic of Martin Scott wines. Sharing the view just south of Martin Scott is Bianchi Vineyards. Doug and Kim make you feel right at home at Bianchi Vineyards and offer new varietals you won't find anywhere else. Across the river and against the rock cliffs west of Malaga is Malaga Springs Winery. This beautiful winery can be described as an oasis in the desert. Enjoy an afternoon at Malaga Springs Winery. Experience the relaxation that a Bullfrog Spa provides. Visit Pool to Spa Services on Worthen Street, down from Pybus.
Hi, I'm Jim Heinlein, independent agent and owner at Springwater Insurance Group here in North Central Washington. And one of the things we enjoy doing is teaching people how to find the right Part D drug plan. And you know, if you went into a shoe shop and they just sat you down and handed you a pair of shoes, that'd be confusing. You'd want them to measure. Well, we take a measurement at Springwater Insurance Group. We ask you 4 questions. What's the name, the dose, the frequency, and the pharmacy for your medications? This allows us to measure and get the right fit for 2020. Give us a call at Springwater Insurance Group for the right fit for your drug plan at 888-2600.
Our country is currently facing an opioid epidemic. It's estimated that 130 Americans die daily from opioid overdose. To help turn the tide on this epidemic, Confluence Health has partnered with local pharmacies and health systems to offer a dozen medication take-back boxes in North Central Washington. The first place children are exposed to medications is in the home. Second, disposing of medications properly is good for our environment. To learn more about the medication take-back boxes, please visit confluencehealth.org/opioids.
Hello, this is Dr. Glenn Poey, letting you know that we are open and seeing our current patients and also looking forward to seeing new ones here at 620 North Emerson, Suite 300. Look forward to making you feel your best.
When you or your family's physical health is compromised and you need medical supplies, Value Plus Medical Supply is where you turn for solutions. All of our staff has a medical background assuring you the highest quality of customer service. Stop by Value Plus today.
Hey, this is Mike Mad Dog McNally, and everybody is entitled to my opinion. Now, a definition of prejudice is a feeling towards a person based on their perceived group membership. Prejudice is often used to refer to preconceived, usually unfavorable evaluations of another person based on that person's political affiliation, sex, gender, race, etc. So, is being prejudiced okay? I don't know! Well, it seems like it. I'm seeing people, as you are, who are actively accusing others and actively condemning others for being prejudiced, while they're actively practicing prejudice themselves against the people who they claim are prejudiced. Now, you can dislike me because you don't like my opinions, and you can dislike me for a lot of other reasons. Is it then okay to categorize others and dislike them just because, like me, they are white male Christians? Well, it must be okay because people do it all the time. This is Mike Mad Dog McNally.
How so?
Going to jail. And that's my opinion.
Hi, my name is Manuel Navarro, Chief Operating Officer at Columbia Valley Community Health. Patient safety is our top priority, including providing care that just can't wait. With enhanced safety precautions, we want to ensure you that we're able to continue providing safe and efficient in-person care at our clinic. From in-car check-in, ongoing screening, immediate rooming, your family can get the safe care that they deserve here at Columbia Valley Community Health.
Contractors, furniture makers, and weekend do-it-yourselfers around North Central Washington will tell you that Lombard's Hardwood Supply is the place to get what you need. Lombard's full millwork shop can handle jobs large or small. Lombard's has a full line of interior and exterior doors available, as well as custom barn doors. From alderwood to zebrawood and everything in between, it's Lombard's Hardwood Supply on School Street in Sunny Slope. Like us on Facebook and check out our monthly special.
Mary Maids of Wenatchee has been professionally cleaning and sanitizing homes and businesses in North Central Washington since 1998. Mary Maids uses commercial-grade cleaners and viricides. Mary Maids has implemented additional safety and sanitation protocols. They are strictly following CDC guidelines for the safety of their clients and employees. For expert help with cleaning and sanitizing your home or business, call or look up Mary Maids of Wenatchee to schedule your free estimate today.
Join us for Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Magnotti on the NCW Life channel. This former police sergeant is plugged into not only the world of the streets, he's an actor and connoisseur of the arts. So join Mike and his guests for, well, Street Talk and Other Stuff. Mondays at 10 a.m., Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2 p.m., and Wednesdays at 5:30. It's Street Talk and Other Stuff with Mike Magnotti on the NCW Life channel.
Building. It's in our blood. Building something out of nothing. It takes heart, grit, and hard work. At One Way Construction, our crew is our family. With decades of contracting experience and our in-house design team, we bring a unique perspective to building. We know that if we work together, we are capable of reaching heights that are impossible to reach alone. The possibilities are endless.
This is Caitlin Hedershe, the producer of the NCW Life magazine. Each week, I'm bringing you a look behind the scenes of the faces, places, and events that make North Central Washington the place we call home. Tune in every weekday for an in-depth look at a new topic each week. From local artists in their studios to businesses breaking barriers that might surprise you and everything in between. Join me on the NCW Life magazine right here on the NCW Life channel.
And we are back in this Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I'm Dan Kuntz. We have two videos to show to you between now and the top of the hour. The second video is my conversation with Sergio Sanchez, who's an energy conservation specialist with the Chelan PUD. But first, as you know, Carl Campbell, a veritable legend in this area, passed away Thursday at the age of 98. 8 years ago, he won the Legacy Award from the Wenatchee Valley Chamber of Commerce. The Wenatchee World put together a video for that Legacy Award, and courtesy of the Wenatchee World, we'd like to show you that video now.
I've known Carl Campbell for a little better than 50 years. I first met Carl in 1959 when I was appointed to the Deaconess Hospital Board. During that time, we were involved in negotiations for the merger of the two hospitals. We were successful in doing that, and I give a great deal of credit to Carl Campbell for the success of that venture. Carl had a really good knowledge of healthcare. He was respected because of his business ability, and he was respected because of his interest in doing what was best for the community.
First time I remember meeting Carl Campbell was soon after he and his wife Betty started Parkside Nursing Home, and Ruth and I had started our company, Ballard Ambulance. He started out in a way that most people would never think of it. Carl was doing things like mopping floors and carrying bedpans around, and Betty was doing all of the bookkeeping and things of that nature. I remember from the very start that knowing that this gentleman was one of the kindest people that I had met, someone that I grew to greatly admire over our many years of having a relationship.
My first association with Mr. Campbell were giving him some flight training in his brother's Cessna 320 in 1978, and in 1979 became associated with him in as he was one of the owners of Rent-A-Jet, which bought a Turbo Commander. And late in 1979, he and I were flying to San Diego. We were over Central California, and he looked down and said, "Is that Sacramento?" I said, "Yes, it is." He said, "I thought so. That's one of my buildings down there." Kind of one of my first understandings of the areas that he had businesses in.
Carl built first down on Monitor Street the Parkside 44-bed convalescent center, added to that twice, put apartments and expansion of it. And later in '68, he built this building, which is Vista 1. Convalescent center was on the first floor, and the next three floors were apartment buildings.
There are so many people who speak with reverence about Mr. Campbell. He has touched so many lives in incredible ways, and even every day you find him walking the halls and the apartments at Colonial Vista, visiting with people and giving his kind words. Few have I ever seen so compassionate.
Many years ago, we put into service the first licensed air ambulance service in the state of Washington. And there are a group of 5 of us, one of which was Carl Campbell, and the one who really made it work in the long run.
Executive flight started in 1982, and in 1995 we started doing the air medical business for Airlift Northwest out of Seattle. And I saw him really enjoy doing the business with where he was helping people with the air medical operation we were doing.
I was thrilled when I actually was able to have my father and Mr. Campbell meet, visit, and have a glorious Sunday afternoon touring Executive Flight. That is a very special place for Mr. Campbell, and I think it's, well, the word toy would be irreverent to express that way about Executive Flight, but he has a very special heart for the flying and all the care, and everything he does is first class. It has to be the best, the most safe, and the most thoughtful way that you could put a new concept of business together.
He loved airplanes. He flew his own airplanes as he was building buildings around the West Coast. And his passion has been airplanes. He really enjoyed the flying. It made it so that his wife could travel with him some of the time, and he really enjoyed that. Mr. Campbell's been such a blessing to us. As I see him, most of the people in the community didn't even know who he was until Executive Flight. It was probably the first real visible thing other than the nursing facilities where people didn't really meet him.
I think you'll find that Carl's ambition in life is to help other people, and he has certainly done that. I want to thank the Wenatchee Valley Chamber of Commerce and the Wenatchee Valley Business World for giving this Lifetime Achievement Award to Carl Campbell. My only regret is that Carl's late wife, Betty, could not be here to share in this great honor for Carl. God bless you, Carl.
Doing things for people was always one of Mr. Campbell's passions. I always, admired him for that.
My daughter and I experienced a very sudden tragedy in the loss of her father, my former husband and very, very dear friend. He passed away in Spokane, and before I knew it, Mr. Campbell had reached for his phone, told who he was speaking to that he needed a jet right away with 2 pilots, and they were going to be taking me to Eugene to pick up Whitney and take us to Spokane. Even that was a freezing cold January day. Mr. Campbell had written his private number to his cell phone on a piece of paper and gave it to me. I have it laminated in my wallet. He said if I ever needed anything, I could call him. And he's one wonderful man.
My experience with him in private, he is the same person as he is in public. Highly respected, cares deeply for people, is not in it to make things for himself, but is in it for what I think is the greatest service of all, and that's to serve other people. If you don't know Carl Campbell, you have missed knowing someone who in the greater Wenatchee area and a lot of areas is one of the finest people that you would ever want to meet.
Bring the whole family up to Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house in historic downtown Chelan. Applewood smoked brisket, street-style tacos, and our award-winning barbecue rubs and sauces. Our meals pair perfectly with our exciting lineup of craft ales, made right here in Chelan. We've got room for big groups, or give us a call for catering. So grab the kids and check out the fun at Stormy Mountain Brewing and local public house located in the heart of Chelan.
Oh, that's awesome. Look at that. Yeah.
There he is. Sure wish he was here.
Yeah, no kidding. Little 4-point. It's a nice coconut. Solid fish.
Watch the Northwest Outdoorsman with Richie Herod Saturdays and Sundays at 6 a.m., 9:30 a.m., and 4:30 p.m. on the NCW Life channel.
Welcome back to Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I am Dan Kuntz. If you haven't had a chance to participate and take part in the big discounts that are going on LED lights in our area that the Chelan PUD is a part of, you're running out of time because the last day to take advantage of these great deals is September 30th. And who's kidding who? LED lights are the wave of the future. Every light in my house is an LED light with one exception. We'll talk about that and some other things with an energy conservation specialist. His name is Sergio Sanchez from the Chelan PUD, and he gets a big hand for being on the show. How did you get dragged into doing this, by the way, Sergio? Was it Lacey's idea or what?
It was Lacey's idea. No, but it's great to be here. Hey, Dan, good morning. We have some specials on LEDs. It ends September 30th. And any retail store, so make sure you can get some LEDs. You can save some energy, better lighting overall. They're great.
When LEDs first came out, of course, the big thing is everybody talked about how there's so much, they take up so much less electricity, and they last forever. But boy, were they expensive! I mean, that was the big drawback. There, the LED light bulbs were just sky high. But like everything else, the price has gone down and down and down and down, and the efficiency has gone up and up and up and up. And who's kidding you? Everybody should be all LED if they can at this point, right?
Definitely, no, yeah. It was expensive, now it's a little bit cheaper, and then we have on top of that some discounts that can help customers out.
But it ends September 30th.
It does end September 30th.
Why does it end September 30th? Why can't we just extend the darn thing?
Well, it may just happen, but I think that is when the cutoff is for the discounts. I think it's the end of the program at that point. So
okay, well, let me give Steve a call, and maybe we can get that. I'm just kidding. I can't do that. The participating stores on this is, I've never heard of these stores. Costco, Fred Meyer, where are these stores? I'm kidding. The list is endless. Pretty much almost every store, including my favorite store, Stan's, Mary Mart. Why LED lights? If for people who are still in the dark, pardon the pun, about LED lights, what makes them better than any other light bulb, be it incandescent or whatever it may be?
So they save energy. So the wattage is a lot lower with LEDs. The light's a lot brighter. They last a lot longer. There's just overall a better light. And of course, you can get different types of shades of color for the LEDs as well. So it helps, for reading. You can choose for your kitchen, and so there's so many options with LEDs. But overall, they save a lot of energy.
And they last a very long time.
That's right. About 1.5 compared to an incandescent bulb. 1.5 years compared to 15 years with an LED.
Again, as we talked about this, it expires on September 30th. As part of the Simple Smart program, if you want to throw that graphic up there real quick, Megan, the Simple Smart program is not just about LED lights. It's about all kinds of different things like low flow shower heads and things like that. So when you're going to your local hardware stores, this is the sign you want to look for, right?
Definitely simple and smart, and I also believe the PUD logo is right next to it in some stores. So yeah, check that out. Also, our website, if you need a reminder, Chelan County, ChelanPUD.org. Go ahead and check it out, and we have a list of stores and.
It's a huge list. Walmart, Target, Stan's, Safeway, Plaid Electric, Lowe's, Bi-Mart, Clifford's True Value, Grant Road Ace Hardware, Fred Meyer. They're all on board on this. In the long run, these are going to save you some serious bucks, aren't they?
Definitely.
Yeah, even though electricity is so unbelievably cheap, if you're a resident of Chelan and a customer or an owner of Chelan PUD, as we all are, it's still super cheap.
Definitely, and just to give you an idea, over the life of the LED, it can save you up to $100.
$100.
So if you think about 22 fixtures in your home with LEDs, it adds up pretty quick. So.
It adds. In fact, we have a bulb comparison chart to show you, and the only kind of light bulb that I have in my house that isn't an LED is a halogen light, and it drives me nuts because it burns out so darn quick. They do. They don't last at all. These halogen lights, you buy lamps, and that's the only thing they'll take is the halogen lamp. And the thing, you got to buy like 9 of them to get you through a year, for crying out loud. Walk people through this chart here, Sergio.
Yep. So first we have the incandescent, which are the least efficient. They put out more heat than they do light. Then of course we have halogen. And then you have CFL, which are more efficient, but then you have finally LED, which is even more efficient than the.
What CFL is an acronym for what?
Compact fluorescent lights.
Okay, okay. So that makes perfect sense. Do people, are there any drawbacks to LEDs that people prefer halogen to an LED because of certain things or not?
Well, you know, one case could be this ovens. They take incandescent not much better with heat. High temperatures or very cold temperatures, you know, won't work well with LEDs. So that'd probably be the only thing I would think of.
So incandescent lights are going to go away entirely because there are going to be some lights that simply don't, you know, there are going to be some applications when LED lights simply don't work.
That's correct.
Okay. So that makes perfect sense at all. It ends September 30th. What happens on October 1st? Do the prices go sky high or what happens there?
No, unfortunately, you should stay the same. But unfortunately, we won't have the PUD discount anymore. But yeah, September 30th.
And the discount is up to 30%. Is it up to the individual store? How does the stores and the PUD merge on this program? How did this come about?
Well, you know, it's a point of sale discount. So it's a program that Josh Mitchell actually organized with retail stores around town. But yeah.
Why does the PUD have a dog in this hunt? I know you're an energy conservation specialist, but why? I mean, doesn't the PUD want you to use more electricity so they can send you a bigger bill? I'm just spitballing here, Sergio. But
definitely, the point is to save energy. So better wattage, better lighting. But overall, it's the saving energy that the PUD is an advocate for LED lights.
Let me ask you this again. We're talking to Sergio Sanchez, who's an energy conservation specialist. Say you're in the market for a house, or you bought a house, an older house, and you go, okay, well, I want to save energy on my winter bill for my heat, my summer bill for my air conditioning, and all that other stuff. Can an energy conservation specialist drop by and walk you through the house and say you're losing money here and you got gaps there and you should do this here? Is that part of your task, your job?
Yes. So we have home energy audits now. On a non-COVID day, we would come out and and do a whole energy audit of your home. We look at windows, insulation, HVAC, and see where you can save energy, what kind of rebates you can get, and just give you some tips on air sealing and things like that. So, but right now we have virtual energy audits, home energy. So we'll do it via Zoom, FaceTime, WhatsApp, whatever works best for you. We've done a few and it's been working great. Customers have been pretty happy. Of course, it does require the customer to do a little bit more work, but overall, we're there to help. So.
And how do the rebates work? Say you hop on board with Sergio and his crew, and you get energy efficient windows. First of all, of course, you have to have your heating and your AC electric to take part in this. Gas doesn't count. How does the whole thing work as far as, okay, I'm going to make my home more energy efficient with the help of the PUD. In return, I get what?
Yeah, so we send you a check actually, so it's great. But you want to do the work first. You do your installation, do windows, and then you apply for the rebate after. We do highly recommend just give us a call first. We can give you some guidance on what to do, what you're looking for, what kind of paperwork you need, and then that way it makes it a lot smoother. But yeah, you want to apply after everything's been done.
For the newcomers in the Wenatchee Valley, and there's a lot of them who may have moved in the spring or the summer, they've never gone through a winter here, as we're getting into the cooler months, transitioning eventually to the cold months. What are some of the things that people should be looking at now around their house? They're walking around the house. What are some of the things that you, Sergio, would recommend that people look at to make their homes more energy efficient as we transition from hot weather to cool weather?
So from a cost-effective point of view, maybe looking at any air sealing opportunities from weather stripping in your doors, checking your insulation, which is another cost-effective method. Check how much insulation you have in your attic and in your underfloor or crawl space. And probably windows if you're trying to switch out windows. But yeah, basically air sealing opportunities is what we recommend.
And the vast majority of new homes are pretty airtight. I mean, they're incredibly efficient as they are, right? Mm-hmm. Which is good.
Yeah, we see a little bit of everything. We still have a few homes that could use some air sealing and a little bit of energy efficient methods. And yeah.
So let's bring the conversation back where we started on this the discounts for LEDs. Again, LED light bulbs use 85% less energy than incandescent bulbs, and that's pretty good. And the most important thing we can't stress this enough, when LEDs first came out, people were scared of them because they were just so unbelievably expensive. And people say they ain't worth it. That's not the case anymore, right?
That's correct. Yeah.
Yeah, which is good.
It's good. No, definitely.
It's good.
Yeah.
It ends September 30th, and again, you can go to Bi-Mart, Clifford's True Value, Costco, Fred Meyer. I've never heard of any of ththese stores. Home Depot, what is that? I'm just kidding. and take advantage of it because it's the only way to go. And if you want any more information on the benefits of LED lights and the energy conservation programs that the PUD does, what do they do, Sergio?
They can give us a call, also 509-661-8008, or they can check out our website, chelanpud.org.
Okay, cool. All right. Sergio Sanchez, an energy conservation specialist. You like your job?
I love it.
You like your coworkers?
Definitely do.
Seriously,
Oh,
you
yeah.
want to dig dirt on any of them?
No, everybody's great.
Okay. Okay. Thanks, Sergio. It's good to see you. Thanks. And again, you got until September 30th to take advantage of up to 30% discounts on LED lights. If I were you, I'd buy a bunch of them. I mean, what the heck, right?
Yeah, definitely.
Even though they last forever. Seemingly last forever, anyway. Sergio, thanks for dropping by. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Dan. Appreciate
You're watching Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. We'll be right back.
Green Motion e-bikes have rolled into Wenatchee. We've got fun, affordable e-bikes for the whole family. Portable e-bikes that fit right in the trunk of your car. Fat tire mountain bikes plus unique vintage style bikes you won't find anywhere else. Get some exercise with pedal assist or just cruise up to 20 miles per hour with the throttle. Starting under $1,000, Green Motion e-bikes are affordable fun for the whole family. Green Motion e-bikes is located right downtown on the corner of Palouse and Wenatchee Avenue.
When you call Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning, you get 35 years of experience and customer service in the Wenatchee Valley. Dick's friendly staff strongly believe in repairing before replacing and service all major brands of HVAC units. Dick's Heating and Air Conditioning is your local, independent, trained comfort specialists, proudly serving all of North Central Washington. Call 884-6444 today.
At Harvest Valley Pest Control, we know you are committed to making your home and business a healthy and pest-free place. Hi, I'm David. Give us a call and we'll give you a firm price over the phone and schedule a time that works for you. We will do an in-depth 30-point healthy home or business inspection and craft a customized plan of action designed specifically for your pest issue. Give us a call or visit our website today.
Milo, what are you doing?
You said we're taking the Link bus and I should start tracking it.
No, I meant track it with the MyStop phone app. It shows you exactly where your bus is and exactly when it will arrive at your stop.
You mean I don't need all these maps? Hey, we just got a text alert. Our bus will be here in 2 minutes.
Let's roll.
And welcome back to this Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. I'm Dan Kuntz. If you're just joining us, we talked about this at the top of the show. We went 99 days in a row, 99 consecutive days without measurable precipitation at the rain gauge at Pangborn Memorial Airport. That ended yesterday. And not only did it end, we actually tied a record for rainfall on September 23rd. That's how you end a drought. We got almost a third of an inch of rain, 0.30 inches of rain, which tied the record for most rainfall on September 23rd. That record was first set back in 1977 and now this year. All right, from the National Weather Service one more time. There have been some changes to the forecast. Partly cloudy today, a high of about 70 degrees, a little breezy at times today. Tonight, slight chance of a little bit of light rain. Don't bet on it. 52 for the overnight low. Little wind at times tonight. Friday is our next rain event. They say the rain's going to come down between about 8 in the morning on Friday till about 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Then it should be tapering off. It is going to be windy tomorrow and a high of 66 degrees. Look at the overnight low Friday night. Chilly in the 40s. It's been a while. Saturday, partly sunny skies. Not bad at all. A high of 69. It's going to be cloudy but dry on Saturday night. Sunday, mostly cloudy, 75, and then a big high-pressure dome will start setting up, and it's going to be hanging around pretty much all the next week with summertime temperatures in October. And that's it for us. Everybody have a good and safe Thursday. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.